What's going on, gamers? It's been a while since I reacted to Alex's content. Decided to check out his PS5 price increase, ruined everything video. I got about halfway. He roasted a couple fanboys, which we're going to get to in a second, which is actually funny. Alex is one of the few people's channels that I do actually enjoy watching. And I remember when I first ran into him, how funny he was. He's definitely improved and did other things beyond that and expanded out on his channel. I know there are some people that hate on him too, because his channel's successful. He gets good streams going. I've seen stuff said about him that I don't agree with because from my own experience, I don't let people come tell me about other people. I need to get my own experience and see things for myself. Then I could say, oh, no, I like his page. Uh, I like his content. He balances entertainment. And then he exposes things, puts the truth out there. Yeah, that's kind of been my take. I never really had a problem with Alex's channel. I always enjoyed it. Um, Now, in this video, it gets very interesting because, of course, the hypocrisy ggets called out on PlayStation fanboys, and then we got to get into Sony jacking up the price and then talking about market conditions. And I've told you guys, like I've told everybody else in my other videos, when it comes to that, it's like, but why are you saying this? But you've made more profit than you ever had in your entire life. How are you suffering? That to me is the most ridiculous thing because it's like saying, but I see you guys have the highest prices I've ever seen in human history. You barely can afford anything. There's not going to be anybody coming out of college today that's going to be able to get a house. You think so? You really want to talk about human conditions? Because let me do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're not ready for no. Of course, those assholes know. But they're saying that just because, like I said, there's no excuse for that. And then you had the biggest truth before we get started in front of you by Microsoft is when they jacked up the price with an 100 and some percent tariff that Trump announced, and then he put it all the way down to like what 10% or 30. They didn't move it. I said that right there. That's it. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. And Alex, if you watch this, I think you get what I mean. If you guys want the proof, it's right there. And this is not necessarily blaming Microsoft for it, but what I'm saying is that you got the idea. If it really was about adjusting to that, then they would have adjusted down immediately. But they will, not just Microsoft, but I'm talking about all these other greedy bastards, including Nintendo too. The moment you say you're doing something against them, immediately they will take that extra profit. But they won't immediately fix the price, right? Because they moved the tariffs back. That's where I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me for people to still defend that because it's like right there in front of you is the truth. There's nothing else to talk about. That's why you got to find something like this. It's like, that's it. Go argue with it. I'd like to see you try. Let's get started.
Oh, the market conditions. What does that mean? You know what market conditions are actually happening, PlayStation? I'll show you. And the funnier part about all this is watching these green lines go up year over year, time over time. Stock prices increase and go higher and higher while they go through and charge you more money for every product that they're selling you. Oh, guys, market conditions. Yeah, every clown, moron, and idiot on Twitter pretending to be an economist using ChatGPT for their answers online are the ones trying to go through and twist themselves into a pretzel trying to defend all of this in some weird way.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't defend it because even if you think you're doing good, you don't even know in disguise you're just being a good corporate bootlicker, right? They just come in and put their foot down on you, and you're afraid of that, and you just do whatever to defend them. And they'll dump on you. I've seen people do it, man. This is why I don't understand why people were attacking me in searches where I was like, they jacked the price up on you, not me. Why are you attacking me for exposing them? Right? I have to say that sometimes. I think y'all feel me on that, right? They jacked up the price on you. They did that to you. I didn't do anything. All I'm doing is calling it out. I hold on to some of this sometimes because it gets on my nerves, man. I've been getting all these comments, bro. And I'm like, once again, why are you attacking me for showing you that they're screwing you over? They committed the crime. They did that. Why are you attacking me? That's why I be telling some of these people sometimes in these comments, I be getting annoyed. Sometimes I be reading stuff offline. You know me, I keep it real. I'm like, I can't believe the level of stupidity I'm seeing here. And the amount of bah over and over again. If you feel me on it, the sheepness and all this nonsense. And I'm just like, so we're living in a content creation world where if you want to expose a corporation, you somehow are the bad guy now. They also didn't commit the crime. Unbelievable, man. That's what I see a lot lately. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know what? I'm not wasting my time with you anymore. Then we're done talking.
Which really is just the insane thing about all of this. Next generation consoles, boys, get ready. $599 MSRP. They've been trying to cook the books on this for so long. They've been dying to do this, raising the price of everything over time.
I want you guys to think about this. He's right, because first it was $400, then it's $500 for the PS5. They are trying to increase that again. with all this market conditions, you would be naive to think like some of those other PlayStation fanboys where I was like, you're getting all these specs. It's not this much weaker than the Xbox. It's going to be $399. And I'm just sitting there laughing and I'm like, yeah, you believe that? Yeah, right. And here comes this. Oh, what happened? Yeah, why would you believe that? That's insane. No way. Not in this market, no.
I'm not giving you any discounts whatsoever. And now here comes PlayStation, the same clowns that will do this in your face, and then these idiots act like when this company goes through and does whatever they want. The actual insane simping behavior that I've been able to see over the last 24 hours on this hellscape of a website known as Twitter has to be the most ridiculous thing ever. But of course, fanboys will defend it because my video games, and they'll try to blame everything possible around it. And instead of just saying, hey, why didn't you guys reduce the price over the last couple of years and give us a better product overall, they're going to say, why didn't you guys buy the console earlier? PlayStation tweeted out the update for the pricing on Twitter recently, and Jay Barry responded by saying this: SMH facepalm emoji, terrible. One more example of the console gamer paying more to get less. Shake.
Out of all people. That's actually pretty funny. Oh man, no way he said that. Oh man, out of all people. And I see he has him blocked, because I think that means you're blocked or whatever.
Shake my head. Wait, bro. I know this is not who I think it is. I know you are not the one saying this. I know you, of all people, are not the one saying this right now.
Oh,
you are
man.
the same guy, one of the same people who had Sean Layden on their dead podcast, by the way. Rest in peace, whoops. Haha. It turns out you guys were all happy like pigs and shit rolling around when Sean Layden says, buy your games day one, support the developers, buy your games, buy your games. You rallied against Game Pass all this entire time. You talked about supporting the devs. Well, now go ahead and support Sony, my boy, the console gamer. You guys are the pay pigs of the industry, the of Adam 22 of the gaming space. Go ahead and sit in the chair in the hotel room, because that's where you belong.
You don't know, let me let him finish.
Hell, I'm not even the one saying it. You said it yourself.
You know what I mean? That's what.
He's right though. I remember when they were mocking Mario Kart, right? And nobody believed that either. The way that the Sony base says things, and they were going around like trashing everybody on Twitter. And then when Sony put Ghost of Yote up for pre-order, the $80 edition was the #1 most pre-ordered worldwide. I was laughing. I was like, see, you didn't even need to do it, Sony. They already did it for you. For whatever they want to support. But if something like Astrobot, no, they're not buying that. They'll tell you what they know. And like I said, who was the #1 third-party platform leader for the longest in the gaming industry the past 10 to 15 years? PlayStation. So like I said, who has the most problems? Well, it's where those third parties are supporting them, because all the problems we talk about are all massively third-party, first and foremost. With some of Sony's first party in, and then Microsoft finally stepping in. But before that, like I said, what was it? GTA, Call of Duty, Madden, Red Dead, FIFA, same thing over and over and over. I'm like, this is a zombie cycle, man, and this sucks. Like we need something else. Then free-to-play game, Fortnite, Apex, and it's the same thing next year. FIFA, Madden, Call of Duty, Red Dead, same thing. Every time I look at the PlayStation charts, I'm like, so this is the industry now? Microtransactions, Sony's making all this, but it's just feeding Fortnite and jesters and memes, and they're the ones in the PlayStation who are all supporting it. And that's why I told them, man, don't you come over here and tell me anything about Nintendo. Like, you're the last platform I want to hear. Like, you know what I mean? That's where I get annoyed. You guys hear me call out certain people. Like I said, if I'm calling out somebody, I'll say their name. You know what I mean? But Tripster actually came out yesterday and admitted some things. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. I'm not an asshole. No, I'm just like, okay, you're not being ridiculous then. But let's get to this though. But I just had to say, yeah, the hypocrisy is there, because like I said, your platform is massive third-party microtransaction support, and you brag about record profit. But if Sony's not releasing games, then what is the PlayStation base really doing then? They're the ones that fed all that the most. Then PC after that, because Microsoft doesn't have the base to. But just think about that. Alex is right about that.
That's one thing I'll probably agree with them PC motherfuckers. I'll tell you that. I agree with them PC motherfuckers that console gamers, yeah, we don't have a stance for shit. I tell you know what I mean? Because,
Yo, no, you did not. Yo, did you really just say that PlayStation is the only fan, or consoles are the only fan girls, and we just get the
Yo,
fuck
we the simps, bruh. You know what I mean? Go, yo. At the end of the day, as console gamers, right? We will complain, price hike. Well, we're not gonna stop playing our multiplayer games, right?
I'll stop buying into the service. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bruh.
Yes, brother, how the lack of self-awareness around you really is insane to me. You are literally exposing yourself for the kind of guy that you actually are. Recently, before all of this, you were like, I'll be happy to pay $1,000 today for a PS5 Pro. It's no problem for me. When you turn around and now you're having a hissy fit, now you're angry. And you know what's even funnier about all of this? Earlier throughout the day, here's what you tweeted about the ROG LIX. $1,000 plus for the full experience? A what? Who is this for? Scam? Anti-consumer? With Skull Vikes saying this, I wonder if all the people that bitched at the $700 PS5 Pro bitched about this. I'm gonna say no. They won't, LOL. You know what's crazy? You know what's wild to me? $1,000 is a problem for the Xbox ROG LIX, but $800 to $900 to $950 for the PS5 Pro? Oh, we didn't have a problem then. An upgraded console without the disc drive for not having physical copies of media? We didn't have a problem then. $700, you can't build a PC for that on the same space. There's no way, bro. PS5 Pro the best way. But all of a sudden, now it's a problem. $1,000 is a problem now? All of a sudden? I thought you had money bags, my boy. I thought you want to support the devs day one. Oof. Oh, yes! We're back! We're fucking back! We're back! Here's Pio on Twitter saying this.
Yes. Call out the hypocrisy. I love it. Because that's why I say the hypocrisy is the problem here, right? It's like you guys thought that I was crashing on that one Nintendo thing where I was like, I'm not going to be an effing hypocrite. You know what I mean? And then you see how people get intense and passionate about that because that's what it is. It's like, bro, we're not doing this. It's not because I don't want to cover it. It's because it's worse. So I'm going to look like a hypocrite. And then I ended up like covering things the right way later on because the keycard stuff got way out of control. But yeah, these guys, they don't go correct their hypocrisy. Remember what I said in my video yesterday? They're not going to correct it.
This, with how things are going, this is what I expect for the PlayStation 6. Base PS6, $700. Cables, they don't come with $50. Controller, don't come with the system, $100. Disc drive, $100. Stance, I guess he meant stand, $20.
I like this.
Total cost for the full PS6 experience, $970. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. I was called every kind of name under the book. I was called a brokey. I was told, get a job. I said, oh, you just dancing on YouTube when your banana suit for $1? Huh, you whore. Well, guess what, boys? Put on the suit. Take off your shirts, go down to Chippendales and start stripping because you clowns were the exact ones talking about I paid AAA price for AAA quality. I'll pay $100 for a video game if it didn't have microtransactions. PS5 Pro at $699, that's a bargain compared to PC gaming. Now you guys are freaking the fuck out. Now who's the bad guy? Oh, am I still the asshole? I guess I am, because for so many years I sat there and I fought and I defended for lower pricing products. I sat there and I said, don't get swindled, don't get screwed, don't get caught up in the hype. And every single one of you clowns, you morons, you idiots, I don't even know what else to say. You all defended these corporations. Now you're starting to finally see the light. Ah, yes, a total package for a console at almost $1,000 before tax, before any game, and before online. Here is OJ Player Essence, an actual Nintendo fanboy, saying this. PS5 price is going up because of tariffs in the US, like I predicted. Sony is evil, greedy, and terrible, right? Some of y'all need to stop listening to grift YouTubers and listen to people who actually know economics. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Every single fanboy now is trying to be an actual economist on Twitter, acting as if they know what is even happening in the political space or even the economic space. It's wild how the actual Nintendo fanboy who bought a Steam Deck didn't do anything with it, tried to sell the Steam Deck to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 because he wants the Switch 2 over the Steam Deck, which really is the funniest fucking thing of all, by the way, to go through and be like, I was going to make Steam Deck content and made no Steam Deck content.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's a niche market, man.
The same guy is now trying to tell you, being like, oh man, the Switch 2 is $450. That's a steal, am I right? Boy, I can't wait to buy everything day one for everybody else. As you go around and just fillet Doug Bowser on a consistent basis over everything Nintendo does. My boy, the guy without a spine shouldn't tell people to get a spine. You're as bad as a jellyfish, my guy. I got this one hair sticking up and it just won't go away. Whatever, we're going to stick with it. I don't really care. This absolute moronic behavior talking about, well, it's the tariffs. No, what happened was these companies used the tariffs as an excuse to jack up the price because these consoles should have had an already big discounted price so many years into the generation.
Correct, that's the problem. Like Alex is saying, before tariffs existed, Nintendo never dropped the price of the Switch, not one time. It has nothing to do with that. Sony kept on jacking up the price. Microsoft jacked up the prices too. Like when you see them all doing it, I told you an industry tactic. It's not because of tariffs. Why didn't they have the prices lower before that? And it's not only them, but it's also the chip manufacturers. These cocksuckers will jack up old chips, and then they will never drop the price. Semiconductors, all this type of stuff that they're getting their chips from, right? They actually know how the stuff works. Unless they're moving their base out to be over here to avoid things, or ships a lot of stuff here to avoid that. Which, if you really were about greed, you wouldn't ship things here and say, I avoid that. No, just jack the price up and still ship it. You know what I mean? So like, okay, I can tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna lie about no shit like that. Doesn't make any sense to lie. No, you really did do that. Nintendo didn't jack the price up. So sometimes they are telling the truth, but you have to catch on when they're not. Like Alex was saying, like I said at the beginning of the video, why is it that when Trump announced 100 and something % up in China, Microsoft immediately jacked the prices up? But when he went down, we go from 130, 150, all the way down to like 10 and 30%, right? Nothing happened. Like I said, once I get that, what are we still talking about? Like, oh, y'all, Alex is covering what I'm saying. After that, what are we talking about? And it could have been any other company, but I'm just saying that right there is everything. Because that's independent decision, not overridden. Not Trump coming there saying, what are you doing? Or some government official, right? What are you doing? Listen to me. Why didn't you adjust back to the tariffs? Oh, they're getting their cut too. Like I said, they're all in line together. But when you get in out on the stage, oh, I'm competing against you, but it's still the same industry. See?
Just like Nintendo raising the price of the previous gen consoles when they literally said, if you can't afford the Switch 2, buy a Switch 1. And then what they do?
Yeah, Bowser's an idiot for saying that. Reggie was a much better president. And as a matter of fact, I mean, shit, dude, I still can't even believe a guy named Nintendo, leading Nintendo America is called Bowser, and then he's being the biggest villain of them all. Yeah, it's just like, it's insane, man. Reggie there's no competition. Personality, charm, funny, humanitarian, down to earth, would even contact the Japanese. Guys, I don't agree with that. I think that if over here in America, you know, we should include, we should include that game you're trying to charge, that game, the demo, yeah, that should be free. We shouldn't be doing this. Come on, let's work together. You know what I mean? Bowser's not going to do any of that. Reggie went out of his way. They trained him, though. Why they trained him, like, to even be better? He went through nonverbal training and all of that. You'd be surprised at how Nintendo trains people to be better people. But Bowser, yeah, man. Bowser. And we're in the Wario world. Everything is going up backwards.
They jack up the price of the Switch 1. They are, in fact, greedy. They are, in fact, evil. These companies don't care about you.
Yeah, it's not good. Nintendo's obviously is the less damaging one because it's like, I sold 150 something million. It's done. You're buying my new one. I'm not going to put that on a new one. The problem with them, though, on the other platforms is that's still your console that you have out. Everybody's done. Everybody has a Switch. Nobody's going to buy that old-ass console. And you can play it backwards compatibility on Switch, too. Nintendo made the less evil choice, but it still is a messed up choice. All right? Same thing when they did Mario Kart. Oh, here goes a bundle. Just get it out the bundle. They at least are smart when they do moves. These other people, dude, your game ain't even dominating that genre. Why are you putting it at 80? And there's no bundle on none of that. And no pre-orders, no nothing. It doesn't work. And I'm not saying Nintendo's jumping off the cliff, but you kind of get the saying, if he's going to jump off the cliff, that doesn't mean you have to. Because that's what you would be doing if you try that price tag. See? There's the point of blaming somebody when you could simply not be a dumbass and not follow them. Oh, yeah, you can do it. I saw that. You got away with it. I knew they were going to get away with it. I said they're going to get away with it, even though I don't agree with it. But anybody that tries to follow them is being dumb because you're not Nintendo, dude. You didn't sell 50, 70, 80 million Mario Kart software titles. So why are you guys that are supposed to be leaders in the industry looking at the gamers still choose to do that as if like you had the hot shit and everybody's going to buy it like that? That's where I realized, why do you think that you could do that? Why commit gaming developer suicide, right? Or publishing suicide? It has nothing to do with Nintendo. It's just that I thought you would be smart enough to realize that you wouldn't do 80. You can't do that. That doesn't work for you. What are you doing? What the fuck are you guys smoking? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I think. I'm not even thinking about Nintendo. I think people with small minds do that because it's like, just let them do that then. Don't blame them. The moment you do that, you're still not getting it. Don't talk about the floodgates or nothing. Go ahead, dude. Open up the floodgates for you to jump off the cliff. I'm not jumping off the cliff because I'm not a dumb ass. That's that subject. It's very simple. Don't follow them because you are not them. Ignore them. Let them be the only one in the world do that. Then they'll be the only one looking like the bad guy. See, doesn't that sound like a better strategy? They do 90? Back off. Okay, let them do it by themselves. I'll do 50 instead. See, declare develop. You were smart. Oblivion, 50. See, they didn't do it. Okay, so what? Dude, I'm not going to blame them because I can make the decision not to do it. Just saying.
Stop trying to be a grifter, my boy. Oh, God, the inability to look in the mirror is wild to me, and I am here for it every single time. Porter Rock 77 says this: PlayStation 5 prices will increase on the US on August 21st. Here are the prices. Sucks to be you if you waited to buy a PS5/PS5 Pro. He was so close. He really was. Like, there are actual moments where Porter Rock has direct clarity of the situation. He understands, like, hey, they're going third party for PlayStation. He fights against his audience about that. He sees everything clear under the sun. Yet
I do the same thing. That's why I fought against people that were getting mad at me because I attacked Microsoft for jacking up the price and said what I said. I will go and do that, and I've lost. No, dude, because it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? If Nintendo jacks up the price of the Switch 2, I'm making a video. 100%. Switch 1 shit, I'm like, I don't care about that shit. You know what I mean? I'm being real with you. I don't. I think that shit is nowhere near the same as Microsoft jacking up their main console. And even then, Microsoft is lesser than Sony because you still need to sell 100 million. You're leading. Microsoft can be fine still. They got a lot of money. Even though I don't agree because they killed their pro-consumer traction. Like, I wanted you to have a spree on it. That's what pissed me off. I actually wanted you to do better. That's what was with Nintendo. It's like, yeah, but you're not. Nobody's going to buy a Switch 1. It's over. You know what I mean? So you just threw that on something that's done. That's the smartest thing you could do if you wanted to be an asshole. I say they're smart assholes, douchebags. Isn't that not reasonable? You know what I mean? So I don't think what they did is nowhere near. Now, when they go to that Switch 2, oh, it's on. I'm going to be fucking pissed. I might even go off. I'm going to let you know. Yeah, because you know. And I don't like it because it's like you have the perfect road to get to 150 million again. Everything is perfect for you, more perfect than everybody else had it. And they earned it, rightfully. They have the goddamn rainbow road right to paradise. Don't have to do nothing. See, literally, you don't have to do anything. Just make more options for the key cards. You're good. Nintendo don't have that much problems. But when they do have problems, they can be annoying. Same thing with the 80 stuff, you know what I mean? That's every once in a while, so it can be avoided. Now, if we were seeing 80, I'm like, oh man, y'all tripping, man. Because then that means staying at 80 and no sales, right? No, they're gonna do sales, but you guys get what I mean. Then I say, oh yeah, that's bad. Oh, with them, I like to catch the big fish. But if there's bigger fish on other platforms, like I'm not, because this is more important. You're still not getting it. It's not about, you need to cover Nintendo. Yeah, but their problems are nowhere near as big as this. I'm getting to where the biggest problems are at. And there's so many on these other platforms that if their problems are big enough, I will get to it. Key cards, I've adjusted it. $80, I've adjusted it. Doug Bowser, I called him out. But all this other petty stuff I see people saying, I say, but this problem is bigger. It is. You're talking about this third-party stuff. Don't nobody buy that shit on Nintendo. You're talking about a 3% problem. But this problem is affecting the whole entire gaming industry. That's how I do things. As I said, so when I'm coming after something, to me, that's a bigger problem. You can't get to everything in one day either. So there was somebody telling me to cover also, what was it? Something about some Pokemon stealing something. I was like, I don't even know. I haven't even looked into it. But I get all types of stuff like that. But yeah, this I think this video is very important because there's just a lot that needs to be talked about here and let out. Because I think also too, if some people want to understand certain people, if they don't get them, message them, let them know what's going on. Come talk to them. Otherwise, you might be assuming wrongly and not understand that some people's real motives, why their channel is up, all of that. You know what I mean? Some people are easy to read, but not everybody.
That for some reason, instead of calling PlayStation out like he's been calling them out for being third party, what does he do? He says, well, sucks if you haven't bought a PS5 or PS5 Pro now. No, that's not the response, my boy. The proper response should have been, what the fuck is PlayStation even doing? These consoles shouldn't be increasing in price. They should be decreasing in price.
Correct. Because all he's saying is, no, it's a stupid mindset. It's like saying, ha ha, I got it for this price. You didn't. You got screwed over by the corporation. At least I got my deal. What are you talking about? Nobody should be getting screwed over. You should say, I wish you would have got the same deal as I did. As a matter of fact, I wish you would have got it cheaper. I'm not celebrating corporate greed. I agree with him. That Puerto Rico has a bad take on that.
If they want to sell more units, that's what they should do. But then we have little piggies like you running around. Buy a PS5, you guys. Exclusives, my boys. Just keep buying the console, guys. PlayStation butter. PlayStation better. PlayStation could literally go out and post massive revenue numbers and generate it. And then they'll look you right in the face and say, hey, by the way, due to market conditions, even though we made all this revenue and all this profit, we're going to go ahead and ask you for more money anyways.
Yeah, and you saw they canceled all those games, guys. I told you that was political funding too. I think Sony's making more record profit than ever. They were not getting hurt like you thought. I'm not lying to you. They're getting political funding to push agendas for a lot of those games that got canceled. After the political shift happened, they're like, shit, it's not working. That's not going to work. Cancel it all. It all shifted. Man, get out of California. Fired all of them when those Japanese got in there. Sony's like, not gonna work. So expand this operation out. You know what I mean? Let's get this going, like different way. Did they just cancel it? There's some games that were good they canceled too. It's not what you think. It's always more complicated than what it appears to be. But then you're like, well, Sony's going broke. No, they're not. Making more money than ever. Well, how? They canceled all those games. They got funded. That's a fucking hack. Yeah, you thought they were losing money. They were not. Like I said, man, be careful with this industry. You see on people, man, Sony's looting. Worry about what you losing, man. They still got more money. You could live 1,000 lifetimes doing nothing, man. Come on, bro, wake up. What you worried about the corporation for?
You guys do that shit all the time. You guys talk about how much money PlayStation makes more than Xbox, how much more money they make more than Nintendo. Talk about the actual profit being made instead of revenue being generated.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing about that? Even though I know you guys have your ways that you look at Nintendo. Nintendo is doing that off of their games. Not microtransactions from a third party. Just running around being Sony. Next time you come back, oh, there goes record profit. But it had nothing to do with you. Oh, yeah, it's like that. But you're making more money than Nintendo, realistically. Not really. No, you're bumming off of other people's success, and then you're putting that in front of them. But really, when they put their number in front of you, you say, but this is me, though. Mostly like 80, 90%. 90% of that is other people. That's why you talked about that, but they take most of it, and you say you only get this much profit. And then one time I said we did 13 something in one quarter revenue, but they took less than $1 million in profit. So everybody came and took their cut, even though they're still getting record profits. But what I'm saying is that it's not the same inequality. It's like this guy could do it. He's doing it out of his own being, and he's at the top, and he gets up every day and he's giving it to all these communities and all these people. This guy's just getting other people to do stuff for him, and he's mass gathering it, keeping it away from other people, and then he's saying he's on the same level as this dude. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, man, don't play with me, man. And then they're copying all of them. Then they follow them in the handheld market. You get kicked out the handheld market. You screw over Sega. You screw over them. You take all the developers they built up since NES, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy, and then money had them all to your console. And I was trying to tell people at the beginning how shit really works. Sega didn't do that. Sega said, I got my own stuff. Sega was better than Sony. Don't play games with me. Anybody didn't say that? Yeah, they were. See, because when I said Sony, I said publishing and development. I didn't say GTA. I didn't say anything third party because they go and do that. Every time it's Nintendo versus PlayStation, I beat them every time. And this is going to be a long one because y'all going to get entertained about this too because this is getting heated and passionate. No, this is not a calm video. It's like, so once again, tell me what Sony published and what Sony developed. Do not grab the 90% that you're thinking about in your head. Don't grab Final Fantasy VII. They've said, I said, oh, that's Square Enix. They don't even have a clue. And it's just funny because I'm like, see, compare Sony to Nintendo, watch the publishing, watch the development, watch the sales, watch the metas, watch the game. Yeah, watch. And then when they start doing that, oh, they're going to run. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you start realizing the truth.
Yet for some reason, the moment they tell you, hey, we made all this money over the last year, and then they tell you to your face, we're going to charge you more, instead of being like, wait, what the fuck? You guys made a ton of money. Why are you doing this? You guys say,
screwing over their base, canceling stuff. And then they're jacking up the price on you. And then you had a broken Unreal Engine 5 generation. That's what I'm saying, guys. The most broken shit I've ever seen. But then we want to go somewhere. I was like, oh, no, stay here. You don't even need to go. There's so much here. It's not even funny. Yeah, it is like that. That's why I got this much content. Because I want to see PlayStation improve. If I didn't care, then I wouldn't be here. Alex cares. I can tell he liked PlayStation before. Even though people get mad because he's good at what he does, just like I am. Though he's been doing it a lot longer than me, has a bigger base. But the point is that he does care. He's not just trashing PlayStation.
You should have bought it earlier. I guess you got to pay more now. Zero spine on every single one of these clowns. Not one of them has gone around and said anything negative towards PlayStation to bring them down just a peg. This is why you guys pay for online. This is why you guys get bullied by these corporations. This is why these companies will continue to do anything they want to you because they know you're going to get on your knees and you're going to beg for it like a good little boy, aren't you?
All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. This is a really good one, and he's right. And I say this to people on other platforms. If that's the platform they support, if they mess up, if you care, you criticize them. Because you're like, hey, man, come on. You know, I'm supposed to be doing better. I got to step in, guys. Nah. And the people that attack them, those are the weak people. They're in Monster Incorporated. The corporation can do what the fuck they want. Stick their cock in their mouth, and they still defend them and follow you because you said something about them. Just saying. Peace out.